Hello, potato.
Hello, potato.
Thank you.
Beat up people with that?
I'm gonna do that all day today.
Hello, potato. We are out of the void space and back at the grounds in Roseville, California for Sac Anime Spring 2023. And they just opened. It's just afternoon. And I think this is the biggest turnout I've ever seen for a Sac Anime Spring. The line actually goes all the way back there into the distance. Normally, you can just queue up right in the little holding space in there. But today, it has gone way out. Now, of course, you're watching this at least a week after I've recorded it, and it is Easter weekend, which is not, you would think, the best time for a convention, particularly because Sunday being Easter, a lot of people can't come to a convention on Sunday, but obviously people took today off, or maybe, you know what, maybe because it's spring break for a lot of people, and so, you know, people are just off for today. So today may be a little busier than our average Friday Sac Anime. And of course, Sac Anime Spring is the kind of the little midpoint, because there's a long time between Sac Anime Winter and Sac Anime Summer. It's like 9 months, as opposed to like the 3 or 4 months between summer and winter. So it's nice to have this little break in between, aside from just like SacCons or like Fall's Roseville Anime, which is the same thing but smaller. And they're getting better. You know, this started out as like Sac Anime swap meets during the whole end of the world thing, when Sacramento County was kind of a mess with the virus, and Placer County, despite all the Freedom's virtue signaling, was, I think, keeping it a little better under control. People may have been saying they weren't going to wear masks, but I think in actuality most of them were wearing masks, because we didn't have as big of an issue in Placer County as in Sacramento County. And it started out with these Sac Anime swap meets being held here because of that. And now it's just kind of blossomed into a whole proper Sac Anime. They're getting better guests now. This year they're having like a reunion of the Fairly OddParents cast, including Butch Hartman, for whatever you may think of him at this point. And so it's definitely getting better here, and I think we're seeing a better turnout as a result. Now, there are pluses and minuses between this and the Safe Credit Union. The plus being that this is the parking here is cheaper. It's $10 to park, and if you want, there's actually a shopping center about 3 blocks away that you can go to, and if you don't mind walking in. Today we did drive in because it's a kind of threatening rain, and even though it's not raining now, it might be raining when we leave, and don't really want to walk back a few blocks in the rain if at all possible. The downsides, there is literally nowhere to eat unless you're like willing to walk the 3 blocks to park. There is nowhere to eat within walking distance of the show. There is an AM/PM about 3 blocks out, and that's the closest thing. So you are kind of left at the mercy of whatever food options are here, which tends to be fairly sparse. We usually have these 2 booths. We have the coffee booth, and it does look like we have the Taiyaki booth back this year, which was nice last year. I really liked that last year. And yep, it is back. Usually we have like Drewskis as well, but maybe they are coming later, or maybe they are coming tomorrow. But we do have Taiyaki, and that's good. We will probably be hitting the Taiyaki up a little later. We've got Oreo, Nutella. Oh, they have pepperoni pizza this year. That's a new one. We have to try that. The grilled cheese was good last year. The Nutella was good. The Oreo was good. My wife's not a fan of the red bean. I can take or leave it. But I think we'll definitely try that pepperoni pizza one and probably get a grilled cheese one because those were good last year. But I think I've talked long enough now that hopefully that line has gotten down a little bit. So I guess let's head on inside. Oh, one thing I didn't forget to mention in the pluses and minuses category is, yeah, there's not really any place to eat within walking distance or close walking distance like there is at the Safe Credit Union. And there's also no in and out privileges with your parking. So unless you want to pay another $10 to park your car again, you're probably going to stay in here, or you're going to go for a hike if you want to eat, or maybe you were smart and packed a picnic lunch. I did not. So I guess it looks like the line maybe isn't really getting any shorter. So I guess we should just go and get in it and head on into the show. Oh, that's new this year too, the croissant sandwich booth. That I don't recall. The beignet booth, we've seen them around before, like at the fairs and stuff. They have a trailer now. I don't think they've had a trailer when I've seen them before. So that's at least new-ish. So there are a couple other food options. But yeah, let's go get in this line. It does look like it's actually getting shorter. I can see the end of it now. So get in line, and we will head on in to the show and see what goodies there are to blow our money on this time.
I was about to say, here. Right here. You got 2 right, walking up right here.
Oh my God. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh my god, it's Chef. It's Chef. From South Park. That break from
Thank you.
I'm not sure the line.
That's the office where the people that work here spy on all of us as a freak show owner. God, what the hell is wrong with all those people? Oh, they have a photo booth this year. I wonder if that's just part of the fairgrounds or not. And we are now inside, and see that big line outside? It's nice and roomy in here, so there's lots of room for us all to spread out and not be crowded. Tomorrow tomorrow may be another story when it comes to that, but let's take a look around and see what there is to see. Get a wooden sword, potion flasks, the wooden daggers.
Yeah, I mean, respect. Those are awesome. They look awesome.
It really like hits the vibe. I love it.
Prices are on the back. $5 a spin. One spin ship. Change. Spin it whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Oh, a couple of them.
Are you serious? You guys gotta teach me. For all of them? That's what I do. Well, I'm just
Yeah, it's going to be a problem for them.
No, I haven't. I think I passed his booth. I didn't see him in there earlier, but I see him back there, yeah.
and Andrew. Andrew come through, right?
He may, I think so.
Which is there you look like? Okay.
Yeah, like, yeah. Did you pay for your own tickets, Kyle?
Can I go fit in the back? What?
I just didn't know you have a food.
They have a full-size Stormbreaker at this booth. And of course, as always, I'm going to complain that while they have lots and lots of costume weapons, including, I think that's the jawbone dagger from that Supernatural, that's it. They do not have a shovel for my Haunted Mansion cosplay.
Whatever you want. Please tell me the actual used word.
Is it just that photo on all sides?
I would like. I would. If I had a question, you're a bitch ass motherfucker.
No, yeah, we have a bunch.
I think maybe I might have signed up. Oh, maybe not.
There's always got to be that one weird booth, whether it's Scientology or vegetables or life insurance. There's always got to be one.
Can I get the how much the right one? How much is it?
Not like my best friend Thomas, you know. I don't use
That one I'll go 75.
Finally did the loop around.
There's a tea shop, Alice in Wonderland theme. Got a detective agency. don't think I have this one, but it doesn't have his figure, so we'll put him back. Crocs charms.
That's one that you want.
Okay, so we've decided to take a break from the vendor's hall to grab ourselves a snack from Taiyaki Loving Cooks, TLC. We've got some Taiyaki. I picked up 3 different ones. Got the grilled cheese, Nutella, and pepperoni pizza. And I'm not sure which is which. I'm gonna guess because there's chocolate on this one, it's probably Nutella. So let's save that for last. I'm gonna guess then that the bright yellow here is probably our grilled cheese, and the red is probably the pepperoni. Now, I'm suspecting for the pepperoni pizza one, there's probably not going to be any tomato in it, because they were selling tomato, like marinara sauce separately. But let's try our, lost a bit there. Let's try our grilled cheese. If you're not familiar, Taiyaki is basically a filled fish-shaped waffle. I think traditionally filled with red bean. I didn't get a red bean one though, because why? So let's try the grilled cheese. Nope, this is the pepperoni pizza. Between there, yeah, pepperoni and mozzarella. Not bad. I probably should have sprung for the extra $1 and got the marinara sauce just to give it that full pepperoni pizza flavor. But the pepperoni's nice in there. The mozzarella is kind of dominant flavor, and then the waffle itself is kind of maybe just a little bit on the sweet side, but that's fine. So then this one should be our grilled cheese then. If that was our pepperoni pizza, this should be our grilled cheese. And it does seem some of the cheese is leaked out and it is stuck to the bottom of the pack. Let's see if we can extricate it. There we go. And nice little cute fishy shape. Yep, there's our cheese. I think I like the pepperoni one better. I think I like that pepperoni mozzarella combination a little better than the grilled cheese this year. I think grilled cheese was our favorite last year. And then finally, the Nutella. I guess we didn't try the Nutella last year. We just did the Oreo last year. So let's try the Nutella. Nutella just seemed to have kind of busted out a bit. Not quite maybe as sharp of a shape, but it's still there. And it'll still taste good, right? Right. There doesn't look like a ton of Nutella in there, but the flavor is actually quite strong. It is the strongest flavored of the three. But given I'm kind of a savory person just anyways, I do think I like the pepperoni pizza one the best this time.
That's what we have. We don't have a box for that one. If you want to take that one. Thank you. Have a good one.
So it's still actually pretty early in the day, really. But some of this just somehow feels like a smaller convention than normal, even smaller than last year, which is odd because I mean it's certainly busier, I think, than last year. I have to go back and like watch last year's video to tell for sure. But it feels like, even though there's more people here, it feels like it's just kind of a smaller show. Tomorrow will probably be better though. Tomorrow there are at least one good panel. I would like to see the Fairly OddParents panel. Today, just a couple panels, and neither particularly interested me. And there's no concert tonight. Unlike last year, we do not have anywhere like Kazaa to entertain us in the evening. So I think we will call it a day for today. I've spent the money anyways. So yeah, we'll take out for today. We'll come back tomorrow. I think tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit better on the weather. So I don't know, maybe that'll make it feel different. I honestly don't know. But I mean, it's still a good time. A lot of good cosplayers. I didn't really approach any today to speak of, but still a good time. Interesting stuff. And yeah, I think that's about it for today. So yeah, let's head out for today, and we will come back tomorrow for day 2 of Sac Anime Spring 2023, which for you will be in just a few seconds.
Trying to see what color it is. All right, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Hello, Potato. We are back here for day 2 of Sac Anime Spring 2023. As you can see, the weather's a little bit, what most people would call nicer. It's certainly brighter, less cloudy, less chance of rain. And I may have commented yesterday that I felt it was kind of busy for day 1 of Sac Anime Spring, but as you can see, just by glancing around a little bit, today is quite a bit busier. I think this is like a big turnout for Sac Anime Spring. I don't think it was as busy last year. To be fair, I think the weather was a little bit worse last year, but I think this is a bigger turnout for spring, which is, I mean, it's interesting because it's a smaller show. We still have no fan panels here. We have no viewing room here. The vendors hall is a little bit, it's not physically smaller, I don't think, or at least maybe not that much smaller, but there's less stuff in it. But still, quite a big turnout for the day before Easter. It is right now just a little bit after noon. The Fairly OddParents panel I wanted to see starts at 12:30, so we're going to head that direction now. Of course, we can't record in there, so we'll head that way, and then I'll see you after the panel. Yeah. So we are just out of the Fairly OddParents panel. It was really good. I wish I could have done some video of it, but I guess, I mean, they record video of everything, so I suppose a video of it must be somewhere, and you can just go look for it. If you know where to find it, because I've never actually really looked too hard for the video from these things, but if you know where to look for the videos of these panels, please let me know in the comments, because I would be interested to see some of them, or even see some of the panels that I didn't see. But it's, as you can see now, getting quite busy here. There's lines for all the food, and so I think we'll skip food for the moment and head on in to the vendor hall, which itself looks like it should be pretty busy. So let's go take a look around in there and see if there's some empty tables yesterday. Let's see if there's anything new to see today.
Exactly. For that one.
Darren Norris.
That was his name?
Yeah.
That's just sad. And then I was like sitting there in the back. Are you guys going tomorrow? Video and I felt very hard. They're like fighting the sword.
Can you guys show me where going to?
AMP.
Okay, sure.
What is it? AMP?
Keep on calling. Let me just see the wrist.
I might.
They're hella cool. And they have replicas.
They also have like cheapest ones they have that are not like short and like the normal actual size are $88.
Oh, Gundam.
Those are pretty.
It's better with the mallet. That's why they're there.
We go get an Alf patch.
There you go.
So then if I use my old bag, then if I put the patches on, that would be a cool one to get.
Yeah.
But I don't. That bag was retired quite some time ago. I like that, but at the same point, I feel like that does not.
Yeah.
That can be easily misinterpreted.
Right.
Slimer or Teeny Tiny Totoro. I feel like that's maybe not quite worth $5 though.
Now, what I'm looking to go is I want to get the next hero. Yeah, like Jimmy Hart, guys like 80 or something. It's good. Like he's intended to go on. Oh, it's very low. Came here, wanted to go toy. You guys stay here. Where's somewhere?
They're on this side.
Okay. I think you did, sir. Give them
We have, hey, we have the blind boxes.
Huh?
We have the, oh goodness.
Oh, really? Oh! Well,
Thank you.
That's my dog's boyfriend. He's...
Do you want to get one?
Yes.
Hello Kitty, bubble tea is cute.
Yeah.
They're fine. Only
say we're quite in it.
The Force Awakens.
That's kind of cool. Like, okay with like.
Oh.
Hey, that's like a 95% inflation.
ぶしつけに申し訳ありません。俺は特捜へ行ってます。お世話になった間の食事代など旦那さんたちに渡していただけませんか。ごぜひいくらですか。俺はこれだけなんです。
Just one that. Okay, 30 o'clock. Regular price.
Who's that guy? He's that guy from that walking game, right? Yeah.
Where you got the Elmo? He's gone.
I don't know. Are you actually thinking of the BTS? More for nostalgia. Yes.
Where you pay for yours?
Yeah, so now I have all three like
Can you hang on?
Alright, so it's break time again. We went to Java 2U, and my wife picked up an MFWC. That is exactly what you think it is. Mocha freeze whipped cream. And I got a peanut butter shake, not to be confused with a peanut butter shake with banana. As you see, it's overfilled a little bit and is dripping. Luckily, it's one of those tables to open up and it's dripping through onto the ground, so just kind of watch my shoes. Let's try that one first, since it is dripping and making a mess. So we've gotten stuff from Java to you before, and this stuff is pretty good. A little icy, a little less creamy, a little more icy than what you might get in other places, like say a Foster's or a Dairy Queen. But the taste of very much like a Nutter Butter cookie. That is what I said. That's the taste I'm getting, is a Nutter Butter cookie out of that one. So pretty good. Very cold. It's a little warm today, so that's not bad. Let's try the Mocha Freeze. Of course, not being a milkshake, it's much more liquidy. Good coffee flavor. Good chocolate flavor. Kind of looks like a less sweet Starbucks sugar bomb. So we'll re-enrich with some sugar, and then I think probably head back inside.
Hey, is your name? No, I just didn't hear what they said, and it was like,
Okay, we made one more detour before heading back inside, and that is to the beignet booth. I don't know their name. They're just a booth that has beignets, but we got some Nutella beignets. Unfortunately, it's getting windy out here, and it's blowing all the powdered sugar off. So let's eat one. Well, for one, they get any colder, and two, all the powdered sugar blows away and onto the people sitting downwind of us. All right. Beignets are always, not Mickey beignets, but you know, beignets. Let's give it a try. Not bad. A lot of Nutella. Soft inside. Not as much air in there as like a Mickey beignet, but still quite good. So let's finish these before they get cold and all the sugar blows off, and then head back inside.
Yeah, these are sock wells. Yeah, and I like sock wells because they don't look like, you know, they've got more of the fun like colors. They're not like black. I don't know.
One more.
thank you.
Remember your phone, brother.
Very good. Right. Just for that one over design, they have maybe that one.
Okay, you want to check out the pieces too then? You got it.
It's like the one.
Will it be cash or card today? And card. Sure.
That's too much.
That's
gonna happen.
We might go down a rabbit hole.
There's somebody in it now.
He's falling off.
I don't know, put your mask on.
I'm not.
That's a great one. I'm not.
Anything else you wanted?
Really?
All right, I think we're going to call it early again today a little bit. We got to see the panel I wanted to see. We've been to the vendor hall again. We spent more money, but not all the money this time. And we even tried a couple things to eat here. But I mean, it is a smaller show. It's a more intimate show, and there is just kind of less to do unless you're going to either go and hang out in the gaming hall, or just you want to crash and hang out with your friends. But I mean, this is again, it's the kind of the disadvantage of not having, say, a Starbucks or different restaurants nearby to go and kind of kill some time at, or other things to go and do between events. And again, there's no concert or anything tonight, so there's nothing to come back for on that. So yeah, I think we will call day 2 done. And then since tomorrow is Easter, that means almost certainly won't be back here for day 3. So I guess we will cut now to the void space, and let's see all of the goodies we've picked up. And wristbands down, and we are back here in the void space. Sac Anime Spring 2023 has come to an end, for us at least. Yeah, we're not going to be at the third day. There's no third day portions. I didn't get a lot of hello potatoes. I didn't ask a lot of people. I felt like I wasn't running into a lot of cosplayers at like the best times to ask them. Like they'd be in conversations and stuff, or like I'd see them in panels and then I'd never see them outside. I saw some really great ones that I don't think are in any of the video. I obviously haven't edited it yet, but there was like there was an Ursula that was really good. There was somebody dressed as the Toxic Avenger. I don't think I've ever seen anybody cosplay as a Toxic Avenger, but I saw him like in the Fairly OddParents panel, and I never saw him outside, because believe me, I would have at least tried to get some video of him. But overall, there were still some great cosplays there. I do appreciate the couple people who I did ask to give me a hello potato and did it. Yeah, it's a shorter montage than normal this time, but I only went for 2 days, and everybody I asked did it. So it's not like people told me no. But there were some great cosplays there that I didn't, ask for hello potato from, like Elder Cosplay. He's on Instagram as @ElderCosplay. But he was that really good Barf from Spaceballs, which, I mean, all of his cosplays are always just super on point. If you don't follow him on Instagram, check out @ElderCosplay. He does just some really, really just fantastic cosplays. But I saw a lot of great cosplays there. I didn't approach too many, because like there was like a whole group of the Bad Batch, Star Wars The Bad Batch. But whenever I saw them, they were like in conversation, and I didn't want to like be the guy that jumps in there. Maybe I need to be. I don't know. Maybe it's maybe I'm just too unsocial, and that is to my detriment. But it was definitely felt like a smaller show. I mean, obviously the Rob Bob Bob Gob Gob Hobgoblin Center is not as big as the vendor's room at the Safe Credit Union Convention Center. I think it's the proper name now. But also, if you notice in the video, there's just a lot more empty space being left in the setup. They could fit probably another couple dozen booths in there, but they leave a lot of walkways across. I mean, possibly the same number as at the Safe Credit Union, but in a smaller space, so there's bigger gaps. The aisles aren't as long. So it was a smaller show. There was less stuff to do. I mean, we still don't have viewing rooms back. I'm not sure where exactly they would put one at the grounds anyways. I mean, I know where I would put it, but I'm not sure that room would be dark enough. And there was no concert this time, which was really disappointing. I really enjoyed going to the Kaza concerts last year, even though I did suffer some hearing damage from that first night. But it just, it was a smaller show for me. That's it. The Fairly OddParents panel was great. And, one thing I actually wanted to point out here. I don't remember if last year they did this or not, but I feel like normally Roseville events are used just for wristbands. They use leftover Sac Anime ones. And this time we do have an actual Sac Anime Spring 23 wristband. A little Easter egg on it, as an Easter egg. So that, I don't remember if that was that way last year or not. I'd have to go back and watch that video again. But I don't feel like it was. I feel like this is somewhat unique. And I guess, they've been getting better guests at the Roseville shows. So maybe that's why. Maybe Sac Anime Spring is becoming more of a thing instead of just kind of being a sideshow between that really long gap between January and September. But I had a good time. Maybe not overall as great as I do at the summer and winter shows, but I mean that may be as much me as anything else. And I do wish they would not hold them on Easter weekend so that, I could reliably go to all 3 days. But if you're watching this point, presumably you are here for the haul portion of the video and see what I spent money on so that you don't have to spend your own money on it. And of course we do have our blind bag, our mystery bag, and it's from the same booth I got the Tokyo Revengers mystery bag from in January. This time I picked up a Spy Family mystery bag. I'm going to say right now, before we look at the bag, that 85% it is a statue of Anya, 10% it's a statue of Yor, 4% it's a statue of Lloyd, and then 1% something else I can't even think of, like a stuffed animal or something. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Anya, just because looking at statues that were there, I saw a lot more of Anya, but I did see a Sega Arcade prize of Yor, so I'm not ruling Yor out. That's kind of why Yor gets a 10% chance, because I did see a Sega Arcade statue of Yor, and I do feel like Sega Arcade statues are prime blind bag material. But let's go through what we bought. And I feel like this time, actually, my wife, I think, did about as well as I did with buying stuff. I will say straight off, no Funko Pops, no action figures, not Figma, not Star Wars, no figures. Predominantly, mostly, honestly this time, mostly we bought from the local artists. It's a lot of, not all art, but a lot of crafted things. I mean, not even a lot. We only went 2 days. I'm not saying we didn't spend a lot, but we didn't spend as much as maybe we would have had we gone for all 3. And I'm going to start off with, I think probably the smallest item. Actually, no, I'll start with the smallest items. While I didn't buy any action figures, I did take a stop at the knockoff Lego minifigure booth, where the woman there recognized me. She remembered when I bought the knockoff Rancor from her at the flea market in a video sometime last year. And she recognized me, probably the hat. The hat, people do tend to remember the hat. But we picked up, they had knockoff minifigures, 5 each or 5 for 20. So we picked up 5 for 20. My wife picked out one. She got this little nice little knockoff Hello Kitty. Well printed, comes a little bag. And they're custom. I know custom is probably the term I'm supposed to use here. Their custom minifigures are usually pretty good. I mean, they're not perfect. They're sometimes a little stiffer, but not bad. It is, interestingly, it's done with the child legs, because Hello Kitty, of course, is a child. But it is, and this is nice, they're the bendable child legs. Even the custom figures are getting it right. Now this is, now how can you tell it's not really Lego, aside from the fact it's Hello Kitty and they don't have a Hello Kitty license? You do have some molding issues here. So I think it was called sprue. That, we could cut that off with an X-Acto knife and just kind of shave that down. No head underneath there, which another way you can tell it's not really a minifigure. Usually minifigures, no, take it back. When it comes to licensed characters, they usually don't have a normal head underneath. It's only when it's somebody in costumes, although technically Hello Kitty is in a costume. That she's supposed to be a little young English girl dressed as a cat, which is weird when you figure her entire family dresses as cats as well. But there's a possibility, that she's just got some sort of a mental divergence and just sees everybody else dressed as cats. So I picked up Hello Kitty, and I picked up a few things for the Halloween display when I set it up in a number of months. Now, normally I do try to avoid buying custom minifigures of things that actually have real minifigures, but I never got the Stranger Things set, because honestly I was a little disappointed in it. I would have liked to have seen more like little play sets instead of just one big set. So I did pick up the Demogorgon out of minifigures. There was a real Demogorgon minifigure as part of the Stranger Things set, but that set has now been discontinued and I will never own it. This one does have a face underneath, though, interestingly enough, and it's printed. That's interesting. I wonder, did the one that came in the Stranger Things set have a printed face as well? I suppose I should look that up and find out. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It'll go into the Halloween display along with Michael Myers. Actually, I was surprised when I thought about it that I didn't have a Michael Myers one in the Halloween display. I had Freddy and Jason, but not Michael Myers. I don't think his hair comes off. That or the head just comes off way too easily. Nope, I think that hairpiece is firmly affixed to his head. It is glued in place. But again, it's nicely printed. Got the little knife. I don't know that face exactly screams William Shatner, but it's definitely obvious who he is. And this is actually the one that kind of got me to buy them to begin with, is the Jack Torrance minifigure. Here's Johnny. I couldn't pass up again. I think the hair is firmly attached. Oh no, the hair comes off on this one. No second face though. It is still just the one face. I think is that a unique hair piece? Do any real Lego have that hair, or is that like a unique printing for this piece? It's a nice axe. I think I've seen like real versions of this axe in other Lego kits. Nicely printed. And I don't know if you didn't know who he was necessarily, that you would know it's Jack Torrance, but I recognized him immediately, instantly upon seeing him on like the display, that it was Jack Torrance. And that's what really pushed me into buying it, is that they had a Jack Torrance minifigure. And finally, you're in Silent Hill now, son. It is Pyramid Head. I just thought it was kind of unique, and I thought it would look good in the Halloween display. And does his head even come off? It does. But no head underneath it. One wouldn't really fit in that shape, would it? But it's a nice, interesting figure. Interesting little custom minifigures. Always fun. And that's as close to action figures as we got, unless my Spy Family thing is actually an action figure. But that seems very unlikely. So next, let's start with the kind of not necessarily crafty things, but things purchased from local artisans. And our first item is from Autumn Lee Creations, and it's just this little resin mushroom. I thought the little mushroom she had on her booth, and there shouldn't be any video of that because it's in the Artist Alley, and I don't record in Artist Alley in general. Although Artist Alley was usually just two booths at the end of each aisle, it wasn't as well developed as, say, when it's in Sacramento. But I thought the little resin mushrooms were cool, and this one just kind of spoke to me. It was $8. She also had little goblin treasure bags, but none of those really the bags left out of me, but they're like basically like a blind bag sort of thing. Which, if there had been any that had like really spoke to me, I probably would have picked one up. But just none of the bags really leapt out to me. So I did limit to just the mushroom. But she had on her black light, and I wonder if, I think it is actually a little glow in the dark. At least it's black light reactive. You can see here. Hopefully you can see here. I can see it. I think the camera's picking it up. That we do have some black light reactive. I don't think it actually is glow in the dark. I guess I'll find out when I turn the lights off in here. But it does react a little bit to black light. I just thought this one, you know, there's a few different nice ones on her booth there, but this is the one that just kind of spoke to me the most, so I picked it up. And of course, you know, being a spring show, there's a lot of vendors that weren't there. I didn't see Kuroheim Item Shop. Of course, Kimchi Kawaii wasn't there. Who else wasn't there? A lot of people weren't there. Like, there weren't any manga booths, but I feel like that's kind of was the way at January as well, too, wasn't it? There was like the bookstore had some manga, but like that one big manga booth that was usually at summer and winter wasn't there. So I didn't get any manga either. But next thing we picked up is from a booth called The Nerdy Wolf. Now I know there is going to be video of this there will have been video of there, because I know I recorded a couple things going around their booth. They weren't in the Artist Alley section, they were in the normal section. But they had like potion bottles, and they had some nicely made journals, and they had these. And this is something my wife picked out. They had wax seals, which honestly I kind of wanted a wax seal, but I didn't care for any of the designs they had. But if I saw a cool wax seal, I would pick one up. But they did have these. My wife found these nice. They are glass quills. They were, I think, 20 each, or could pick out 2 for 25. And it came with a little rest to sit it on, I guess, so it doesn't drip ink all over your table. So like so. And a little vial of ink, which we are going to leave closed for now. But my wife picked out a couple blue quill. We've already had quills in this house, but they have been more of your traditional feather quill. I feel like, I mean, this is supposed to come off, but I feel like I want to be real gentle with it because it is glass. And I would hate to break this before my wife really even gets to, like, handle it. But there we go. There's our glass quill. That's like the nicer blue one. These other ones, as you can see, are a little bit simpler, but still like a very nice design on them. And the head's a little thinner. I'm not going to pull the rubber off of this one. You get the idea, but you can see that it is a thinner head than on the just thicker quill in general. But yeah, you actually could try them out while you were there and see what they were like, what it was like to write with them. My handwriting's atrocious, so I didn't. Also, I didn't want to end up getting, because I'm sure if I did, I would have gotten ink all over myself. But yeah, these are from the Nerdy Wolf. I definitely want to look at it again. I liked the little potion bottles and stuff too. I just don't know what I would do with them. They also had wooden swords, which is not something I think I've seen at Sac Anime before. Let's close that back up before I do a mischief to it. And move on to, I think I'll go and move on to my biggest thing, if you don't count the blind bag. And for that, I will need this. This is actually something I've shown this booth, I think, in every one of these Sac Anime videos for the last couple years. And the item that I picked up is one that I've looked at each time, but it's always been sold out. And while I could have ordered it from him, it's kind of an impulse buy sort of a thing to me. And that is from Hang It Up. This booth has those really cool wooden signs. And I finally picked up one of my own. And you might well be able to guess. I know I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it specifically in previous videos from Sac Anime, which one it was that I liked the most. If you watch this channel, you may have a pretty good idea. But these are all handmade. And see, it looks like it is signed by Mr. Temple on the back here. And from the front, you would think it would be plastic, but it's not. They are actually made from wood. And it is, of course, the Lego sign. Now, do I have anywhere in here to hang up a Lego sign? No, not at all. but I have a Lego sign now. It's pretty good. I think it looks really nice and official. You know, if you didn't know that Lego doesn't sell something like this, you might think it's real. If I did like a totally like Lego channel, like where I sat on camera and built stuff, this would absolutely have to be on the wall behind me on my IKEA bookshelves. But I do think I'm probably going to have to find somewhere in here to hang this. Even though you won't see it in videos, I feel like it needs to be hung up in here somewhere. I'm just not sure where yet. But it is very nice, and it's something I've looked at for literally years at Mr. Temple's booth, and usually he's been sold out. No matter how early I would get there, he would be sold out. But he actually had some for sale this time. He even had them still on day 2, and I guess maybe he made more because maybe the Lego one was just like really popular, because it seemed like he was always sold out of that one. But this time he had multiple for sale, and again, even after I bought this one on day 1, he had more of them back on day 2. So maybe he was just able to prepare better for this show. And since I have the little stand already up here, let's move on to another local artisan. This was a husband and wife duo, and we bought stuff actually from each of them. And we'll look at the husband first, even though we bought his... No, we did buy his stuff first. I say we bought the wife first, we bought his stuff first. And that is actually some art. And this is from Fused Fiction Studio at fusedfictionstudio.com. And he had a number of prints. And the neat thing about them is, while they're all very different subject matters, as you're going to see in a second here, we bought 3 of them. They're all done in the same art style. And he said the reason for this was so that people with like separate fandoms could have something from each fandom while still maintaining the same art style. So I picked out, as you can probably tell, I picked out Skyrim here. That, of course, is the Dragonborn. You can see some dragons in the background. And it's nice. It's just a nice picture. It's got a nice simple style to it with the silhouettes, but still it's obvious. If you know what it is, you know what it is. Next, we picked up No Face and Spirited Away. Always love me some No Face. And finally, our third picture, my wife picked up this one. I think this is the one that actually kind of got us into buying it to begin with. And that, of course, is The Mandalorian. You can see Tuskens over. This one has the kind of thing have the most identifiable stuff going on in it. You got some Tuskens, or a Tusken. You got Grogu in the hover pram. You've got a stormtrooper over there. You have some TIE fighters. Just a very nice thing. Now, while the husband does art, the wife does glass. And again, I'm not sure if there's a video of this or not. As I've already stated, I have not reviewed the video yet. But yeah, she does glass work. She had some like really nice, geeky, like little dishes for, I guess, whatever you want to use them for. She had glass, like stand-up glass things, put candles behind. And she had incense burners, and that's what we picked up, is an incense burner of No Face. This one I chose out, and I just really liked, of course I like No Face, but I like the kind of ripply effect inside the glass there of the mask. I mean, it's a fairly simple thing, but it's I think really well done. And of course, you can't have an incense burner without a little bit of incense, so she did throw in, she had a few different kinds to choose from. We chose Fairy Dreams, because why not? I have no idea, I haven't even smelled this yet. Smells a little perfumey. Honestly, I think this is maybe a little more perfumey than I would normally go for with incense. But you know, I thought Fairy Dreams sounded fun. But definitely, I mean, the purpose was to buy this. Although, you know, we used to get incense all the time at the flea market, but that's kind of not so much a thing there anymore. So we will need to go find somewhere to buy some incense to burn on this. I mean, I imagine it won't damage it. It's a nice slick glass. It'll wipe clean easily enough. But yeah, those are from pictures, and the glass are both from Fused Fiction Studio, fusedfictionstudio.com. Of course, this is not sponsored. I received no discounts. They don't know who I am, other than, you know, I'm somebody who bought something. But I'm like, you know, I'm nobody. And that's all of our kind of artworky stuff. There's just a couple more things here before we get on to the big blind bag. As we have done for the last 2 or 3 Sac Animes, we bought another one of those little wooden music boxes. This time we picked up Lord of the Rings. And these are all just, again, fairly simple, like, I'm sure inexpensive to make things once you pay off your like little laser cutter. Yeah, the laser cut. I like the design on this. I think was it the Harry Potter one that had like a really nice design on it too? But we got a few of these. We have a Harry Potter one. We have, what else do we get? Was it a Totoro one? They have a Totoro one. But yeah, I picked up Lord of the Rings. Let's say Lord of the Rings here, and of course, gotta have the music. Yeah, of course you can see the fellowship there, burnt into the wood. Yeah, there's like little simple things. We're getting like a collection of them now. We have 3 or 4 of them at least. Because we bought some for like the last 2 or 3 Sac Animes. But yeah, there's video of that in there. I think next time, we've been watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies again. Well, I mean, some of them for the first time. We've only, I think, ever actually seen the first couple. But so the rest of them are our first time views. But I think probably next time we'll get the Pirates of the Caribbean one. All right, next, while not from an artisan exactly, and not actually even somebody particularly local, it is somebody I've been buying stuff from at Sac Anime on a regular basis for the last 3 or 4 shows, and that is the Kobold's Keep, which I guess now actually have a physical shop in Sparks, Nevada, the town, not the Marshall on Mars. And koboldskeep.com, I've been buying from them in recent years. They usually have little blind bags of dice by a company called Foam Brain Games, and I was super disappointed this time that they didn't. They had Foam Brain Games stuff, but not the blind bags that had like full sets of full-size role-playing dice in them. They had ones that had full sets of mini metal dice, but not of the full range of dice, you know, your D3 and D6 and D20 and D12 and the usual stuff. But still picked up stuff from them. I picked up a game. I have been trying to kind of like get games to them. And this is one that we've looked at previously, I think, at the Capitol Books booth actually last time. It's called Tree Lined Avenue. It was $20. I don't know if that's a good price or not. But it sounds interesting. You basically, you design a garden. Both of the people in the booth described it as very chill. And, you know, can use a little chill once in a while. And yeah, we looked at this before. I don't think it was in a video, but I did look at it at the last Sac Anime. And this time, I wanted something from Kobold's Keep. I wanted to get a game. They didn't have anything else that particularly struck me, and this one sounded interesting. So I picked up Tree Lined Avenue, and I did pick up a Foam Brain Games blind bag. So this one is, I guess, like some sort of a leftover from Valentine's Day. The Candy Hearts Mystery Loot Bag. So I think what's supposed to be in here. You're supposed to get, okay, so yeah, 2 Candy Heart mini enamel pins and 1 Heart D20. So you're not a full set, but something you would give to your geeky gal or guy friend, or something in between, or neither, for maybe Valentine's Day, because it's got to and from on it. I've gotten it for myself, and that'll be the first of 2 blind items. So let's open it up and see what we got in here. I have this collection now of like role-playing dice, and I don't actually play any role-playing games, so I'm just kind of collecting dice. But dice are nice. I like dice. So here is our Heart role-playing D20. Comes in its own little bag. Did it say it's metal? This is metal. This is super heavy. I'm afraid of breaking the glass. There's the Heart. Is that the 20? I think the Heart is the 20. That's your critical hit there. It's a nice color. I like the blue. It's a nice color, but yeah, it's super. I mean, there's a glass under this tablecloth, so I'm not going to roll it too hard on here, but that is nice. Let's look at our pins. So I'm guessing they're conversation heart style pins. So let's see what we got. We got +1 romance and flurry of kisses. That's cute. That's actually kind of saccharine, but it's still cute. I like it. I would have liked to have gotten a full set of dice better, but I didn't have to get it. I mean, you know, it's not like they forced me to buy this. I wanted to get something from them because I like their booth. They seem like nice people. If Sparks, Nevada was nearer to where I lived, I would probably go check out the store. If I ever find myself in Sparks, Nevada, I will probably have to go make a point of going to check out the Kobold's Keep at 1188 Victorian Plaza Circle, Suite 100. Remember, that's Sparks, Nevada, the place, not the person. Which brings us to the end of our haul, which means it's time for the mystery bag. What's in the mystery bag? The mystery bag could be anything. It could be a boat. No, it can't be a boat because it said Spy Family on the sign that was originally clipped to it, which they keep because they then, I'm sure, just immediately put another of the same statue in another bag, stuck the sign back on it, put it back on the table. And I say that because I've seen them do it to other people before. When they bought something, they immediately fill the bag up and put the sign back on it and put it back out there, presumably with the same thing. Now, I don't know if this is just the statue or if it's a statue and other things. Usually there's a couple other little goodies in these bags. But again, my prediction is this is going to be Anya Forger. Now, the bag isn't sealed. You just have to trust me that I haven't looked. I suppose if it's not Anya Forger, you'll know that I didn't look. But let's see if we can't... Is there any extra stuff in here? No. Feels like they... Oh, no, there's something in here. We got a keychain of a penguin. That's not... Oh, it's a spy... Oh, yes. It's one of Anya's plushes, isn't it? Yes. So we have a Spy Family keychain. That's cute. I like keychains. I used to collect keychains. I guess I still sort of do. I just not as much. So we have a keychain, and then we have our statue. And it's not particularly big, but I mean, obviously the bag isn't particularly big. And it is, as I predicted, it's Anya Forger. Although it's not a Sega arcade one, which is what I was expecting. It is a kind of creepy Anya Forger, but it looks like we have multiple faces in here. So we can do a less creepy Anya. Let's open it up and put it together. Because of course it'll be in pieces. These statues for anime characters are always in a few pieces, I guess, so you can... I wonder if it's like a tax thing, like if you have to assemble them, they get some sort of a tax break, or if it... Because I know it's a noodle stopper figure. Is that a thing? If you collect these kind of statues, I was going to say I really don't, but apparently I guess I do now, because I have a number of them from these blind bags, but I don't like buy statues just to buy statues, unless they're Haunted Mansion. But yeah, I mean, if noodle stopper is a thing, let me know in the comments what a noodle stopper is. Oh wow, it's a lot smaller than the box had led me to believe. And I guess you need to set it on something. Usually these things take up like the whole box. I mean, I'm not complaining because that means it doesn't take up a lot of space on a shelf. So no real assembly, just swap the heads. It's decapitated Anya Forger. Okay. Yeah, that face is creepy. That's giving me the Wiggins. We'll go back to the head she already had on. The happy little head. So yeah, this definitely needs to sit on something. Let's set her on there. That actually would look really nice on a shelf. And as it happens, I have a lot of shelves in here. To be fair, as it also happens, there's not a lot of space on any of those shelves anymore. Because your home is a carefully curated museum of you. And my museum is carefully curated with a lot of fairly random crap. And now Anya will have to join the army of fairly random crap. But yeah, overall, we did spend less this time. I don't know how much of that comes down to it only being 2 days, how much of that comes down to there being less vendors, how much of that comes down to my own personal mood being, I don't know, I wasn't feeling like I normally feel at Sac Anime. And I couldn't tell you exactly why that is, but hopefully come summer in another, 5 months, that will go away. We do already have our tickets for that. Actually bought them back at the January show. So we're definitely going to that, barring massively horrible unforeseen things. But that will, I think, wrap this video up and wrap up yet another Sac Anime Spring 2023 in the books. I hope you found it all interesting and entertaining. Oh, actually, no, let's look at the statue first. Let's actually look at it. Really simple, nicely designed. It's well printed. I guess there wasn't much to say about it. It's a cute statue. I don't regret it. I think I spent, $30 on this. I don't know if, actually, I do know. If I saw these on the shelf for $30 just like this, I absolutely wouldn't have spent $30 on it. But, it's the fun of the blind bag. When you buy a blind bag, you kind of know you're getting ripped off, I don't think objectively any blind bag I've bought at a Sac Anime has had its exact money's worth in it. It's the thrill of the gamble of opening the blind bag. Even though you're gonna not necessarily be disappointed. I'm not disappointed, but you're not gonna get necessarily your money's worth. Unless you factor in the thrill of opening a blind bag as part of the worth of buying it. But that really will wrap this up. I hope you found this all interesting and entertaining. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what we spent money on so you didn't have to spend money on it. And, maybe get the thrill of opening those blind bags without spending money on blind stuff yourself. If you did enjoy it all, though, please give it a like and subscribe. If you saw yourself in the video, I've seen a lot in recent weeks. People have been watching the January show. I was going to say last summer, but actually it was January show. And, when you see yourself in the video, like in your costume, because, there's going to be a video of, just walking around, there'll be cosplays that I didn't approach who are still in here. Tag yourself. Let me know where you were. But a lot of great cosplays there. I wish I had the opportunity and indeed the nerve to ask you all to pose for some video, but I don't, and I didn't. But I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.